As our application gets larger, we're going to be running into the problem that our app.js is going to get very bloated. For example, right now I have code that's getting all of the posts and getting a specific post. But what if I also wanted to get all of the users, a specific user, add a post, update a post, delete a post, add a user, update a user, and delete a user? My app.js is going to get very large and very complex very quickly. For this reason, Express has an additional app-like object called a router. So up here we have our constant app. This represents the entire Express application. Within app is an instance of a router, and that's what is allowing us to configure various middleware that's going to try to match up with incoming requests. But we can create routers separately as well, which are like smaller box-like containers that allow us to just deal with a specific resource. So I could say router.get all the post, router.get a single post. And I can do this in a separate file or module and bring it back into my app.js full Express application. This allows me to organize my code into different, what we call routers. So I might have a router for all my users, a router for all the posts, etc. Today we're just going to create one additional router and refactor our app.js so that all of our get functionality is going to be inside of that router. So let's get started with that. First thing I'm going to do is create a new directory, and I'm going to call it routes. Inside of my routes, I'm going to have a posts.js. Now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to take all of this functionality here, cut it out, head over to my posts, and drop it in. Of course, we haven't yet created the router, exported it, or anything like that, but first I want to just set up our connection between our app.js and our posts. We can also take some of these out as well and put them into post.js. Okay, we'll clean that up in a moment. So now we have a much smaller and much more simple app.js. But I need to connect it to my post.js. When a request comes in, it's going to first hit my logger, and then it's going to see if I have any files in public that I'm asking for. Then I need to check, does the request start with /posts? If so, then I want to use my router. My router is going to be exported from post.js. So I'm going to require my routes and then posts.js. Now when my request comes in, it's going to check, does it start with posts? If so, great, let's redirect to this router. Now let's fix up post.js. I have my client, I have my post list, I have post details, but I still need a router. Let's put that at the top. So I'll create my router. Router is going to be from the Express library. So I'm going to go ahead and pull in Express, but instead of using Express itself, I'm going to pull off the router method and invoke it. This is going to return to me a router instance that I can use. And before I continue at all, let's make sure that I am exporting that. This should be all I need. There's still one thing left I need to do. In app.js, it's saying if you match /posts, then let's go into the posts router. Because I'm already matching on /posts, I don't need to put it again. That's going to be redundant. So I'm going to take that out. That means that this is going to match anything that starts with /posts. This is going to match anything starting with /posts/some ID. Let's go back to app.js. What happens if I just go to the home page? Just go to /. I want that to automatically go to my /post and then show all of the posts. So I'm going to say app.use, and if anything is sent to the main page, so just slash without slash post at the end. I want to redirect my user to slash post, which will end up sending another GET request to slash post, which will hit this middleware here, use the routes post router, and then we'll hit this slash posts here. So let's start up our application and make sure that everything is working properly. All right, looks like I forgot my arrow. Cannot find module DB. That makes sense. So this is something that you need to keep in mind. When I moved everything to posts, this changed the location of how I'm going to relatively find the other files. So now to get to my DB folder, I need to go up one and then into my DB folder. So if I refresh, it's like same thing with the views. So instead of going into the current directory and finding the views folder, I need to go up one for both of these. And last but not least, I need to use the word router instead of app here. So let's find both of my apps and replace them with router. And that router is what will be exported and used in app.js. All right, looks like we've solved all of our errors. So let's go back to, let's refresh and see how it automatically took me to slash posts. Click on each one of these and it works as expected. So our refactor did not give us any extra functionality, but it set our code up to grow better. Now if I have more middleware that I want to add, I have a directory for all of these routes.